All right, so welcome. Here is your latest update from the SDC team. First, I want to introduce everybody because some of you have talked to a number of different people. So we have Jennifer Otney. Say hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Alyssa Shimon, Brittany DeWeese, and Link Conger. So a number of you have talked to a variety of us. All of them have been trained by me through this BP process so that they understand it as well as me, if not better, and are able to assist in this over the next couple of coming weeks. Because believe it or not, as of last night, I would tell you the puzzle has finally come together. So let's kind of walk through what that means to you and what the next steps are. And we are going to walk through this in detail here. So next steps of the puzzle. In looking at this, so on the wrap plan specifically, the interest rates for June 1st commencement date rose from May, so the lump sum is more advantageous to take for a May 1st. Some of you, we started the process and did an April 1st. Difference between April and May, we could see that we're not much different at all, but the difference in a June 1st is going against you now because the rates did rise. If you haven't done your wrap yet, it does require spousal consent if you're married. It does require a two-factor code from Fidelity for us to help you with it. We need to have you on the phone or available to retrieve that code. If you do a May 1st commencement date, the funds will come over the first week of July and go directly into your Fidelity account in cash. So we don't have the investment laid out. It doesn't come over invested. It doesn't come over in stock. It comes over in cash directly into the account. And then we can go over the specifics of how we're going to invest in and what options you have from there. And so on the 401k side, you can process this transfer online directly through Net Benefits into the accounts that we set up for you. The final contributions just went in last Friday. That's what we've been waiting for on this 401k side. If you have BP stock, we can take it in kind. This will require an extra step. The shares disappear per se or move to EQ Share Owner Services, and then we have to pull them back into your IRA. But it seems as if they disappeared. They're still there. But you get a statement in the mail from EQ, one signature to us, and then we pull them back in. That process can take anywhere from a couple of days up to a couple of weeks. EQ Share Owner Services is not the greatest service that we've experienced over the years dealing with BP employees that have retired. If you've got an existing loan, we can talk about paying it off. We can talk about continuing to pay it directly with Fidelity, or sometimes in a situation, if you're defaulting on the loan, we can walk through that as well. Okay, so now you also have the ability and need to set up your Synovus Vanguard login. This is not your ADP. Your ADP enrollment, you did the contribution percentage that you're putting in, but you need to set up the direct Vanguard enrollment because they just put you in a target date fund. We would like to have the enrollment set up and talk through the process of picking the individual investment elections with this. This will be done in the one-on-one meetings. The target date fund you're in is not terrible, but we can get into the specific options and clean it up and get it more aligned with your target retirement and your risk tolerance. So again, we have to make sure you don't go over the IRS limits for the year. So we have how much everybody's put in to Fidelity for the year, but we're going to do a manual check in the late summer to make sure that you're getting the full match for the year and you don't go over for the IRS limits. If you're over 50, the way Synovus and Vanguard do it is entirely different than Fidelity. And again, you need to have that direct login set up. You can do it on Vanguard.com. You have to go into the retirement plan participant. It's a lot more steps than Fidelity. We're familiar with it and we're happy to hear to help you with it. You will need the plan number that is in your ADP. It's a different plan number for hourly, which I noticed I have a typo in spelling there. And then you have a different plan number for the salary as well. On a side note, healthcare task. This is not directly through us, but all the information that's come from before. This is just kind of a quick list here. If you're BP hired before 2004 and before, you need to call the life benefits to make your opt-out election before 3/31. This is critical. If you're BP with the RRA credits, your funds will show up at PayFlex at the beginning of April. I've already been on the phone with a couple of people, to life benefits, and confirm this. They remain as credits and cannot be invested. If you have HSA funds from BP, they will move to PayFlex and you do incur a small monthly administration fee. There is a Fidelity option HSA that does not have any fees that we can show you how to access. Again, this is merely for your education. We don't manage those directly HSAs, but because you're with Fidelity and we set you up with Fidelity, in a couple of clicks, you can have a Fidelity HSA set up. You get a debit card and everything else, but there's just no fee associated with it. So resources, we did an introduction to everybody, myself, Alyssa, Brittany, Jennifer, and Link were all able to assist in this. We're going to do one-on-one meetings with everyone in the months of May through July to coordinate all of these benefits and retirement plans going forward. All the attorneys tell us we've got to give this slide at the end, which is basically this isn't specific recommendations for your situations. So you need to work with us and talk to us to make sure what we're giving you makes sense. But this is educational. This is all the information we've collected from the beginning of this process up and through today, what you've given us from BP, what we've seen from Synovus, what we've experienced on the phone, talking directly to BP Life Benefits, BP Fidelity, Vanguard for Synovus. So all of this kind of here in a number of slides, and you're going to be hearing from one of us on the team one time, multiple times over the next couple of weeks. Our goal is to get everybody wrapped up here in the next couple of weeks. If you haven't made your enrollment elections with Synovus, obviously that is a 3/31 deadline. And if you're back at step one, no big deal. We'll start there. And if we're halfway through it with you, we'll start where we're at. But we want to get everybody on board, have all this behind you, because we know that refinery is going to be starting up soon, and you'll be working quite a bit with all of that. So that's your latest update, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Thanks.